Hello students, we are going to discuss a very important topic today. The topic is teaching the mechanics of reading. Okay, so in this video we will discuss different points. The points we are going to discuss are reading skill, features of reading skill, importance of reading skill, objectives of reading skill, types of reading, and lastly, techniques to increase reading speed. Before starting the video, I would like to request everyone to be very attentive. So, at first, let us understand what reading skill is. So, I have written on the slide, just have a look. The first point, reading skill is the ability to decode meaning from a text. So you must have a text in front of you. So reading skill is a sort of a skill where you can look at the words, and after that you understand. That means you can decode the meaning, okay, from that particular text. This is called the skill of reading. So what is the last point? Just have a look. The skills include phonics, word recognition, vocabulary, decoding, and fluency. So we must understand, okay, what phonics means. Phonics means the signs of sounds. Getting the point? For example, the word father. Okay, the spelling of the word father is F-A-T-H-E-R, father. So when we have this particular word, before that word we have the fa sound. So it is included into the phonics. Getting the point? One more example let me give you. For example, ball. Okay, B-A-L-L. So what is the initial sound? Ba. Okay, what is the last sound? La. So these are included into the science. What that particular subject is? Phonics. Okay, so what is the next one? Word recognition. So before reading, the student will have to recognize the word. Okay, and after that, what is the next one? Vocabulary. That means he or she might have the knowledge of the words along with its meaning. Okay, what is the next one? Decoding. That means he must understand the meaning of the word, or he must understand it, so that in a sense we can say there will be a proper understanding regarding the text in front of him or her. And lastly, the fluency. That means he or she must have the ability to read a text fluently. So what are the skills, okay, under reading skill? Number one, phonics. Number two, word recognition. Number three, vocabulary. Next one is decoding, and last one is fluency. Now we will discuss the features of reading skill. So what are the points? Just have a look. Number one, reading is text based. What is the second one? Reading must have a purpose. What is the third one? It requires cognitive skills. Fourth, it might be oral or silent. And what is the last one? It might have varied speed. So let us discuss one by one. What is the first feature of reading skill? Reading is text based. So without a text, okay, you cannot read. So to read something, you must have a text. So from that particular point of view, we can say reading is text based. Okay. Now what is the second point? Reading must have a purpose. Without any purpose, that reading is futile. For example, if you are reading for enjoyment, okay, that is also a purpose. If you are reading for entertainment, that is also a purpose. And if you are reading for gathering information, gaining knowledge, that is also a purpose. So from that particular point of view, we can say reading must have a purpose. Okay, that means reading is purposeful. What is the third one? It requires cognitive skills. Cognitive skills. For example, we might have different words in front of us. Okay, for example, if I say, where are you going? Okay, if I ask a particular person and that particular person in front of me is answering that I am going to diet, okay, diet, that means he is making us understand or making me understand that he is going to the district institute of education, getting the point, education and training. But some way somehow we must understand when someone says I am going to die, that might be also a particular meaning, a different meaning. What is that particular meaning? When a person says I am going to die, that means he might be going to maintain a proper diet schedule, okay, for a good health. So what the use of the words, okay, according to the context, the readers must understand, and this is called what? Cognitive skills. So this is all about the third feature of reading skill. What is the third feature? It requires what? Cognitive skills. Okay. Now what is the fourth one? It might be oral or silent. You can read aloud or you can read silently, so it depends on you. So this is a feature of what? Reading skill. And what is the last one? It might have varied speed. It might be fast, okay, reading might be slow, etc. So these are all about the features of what? Reading skill. Now we will discuss the importance of reading skill. What are the importance? Just have a look. The first one is reading is informative. Okay, what is the second one? Source of learning and education. What is the next one? It enhances vocabulary. What is the next one? Helps in other skills. And what is the last one? Develops mind and creativity. So let us discuss one by one. What is the first importance of reading skill? Reading is informative. So, needless to say, that when you read something, you are able to gather information, you are able to gather knowledge. Okay, from that particular point of view, we can say what? Reading is informative. What is the second point? It is a source of learning and education. Without reading, you are not able to get education, formal education. You will never be able to learn something formally. That is why we can say the reading is a source of learning and education. What is the third one? Enhances vocabulary. So while reading, okay, particular passages or a text, okay, you will be encountering different words. Okay, certain words you will encounter that those words might not be understood by you, but later on you will get the meaning, okay, with the help of the dictionaries. So from that particular point of view, we can say reading might enhance what? Your vocabulary too. Okay, what is the next point? It helps in other skills. What are the other skills apart from reading? Writing, speaking, listening, etc. So all these language skills are interrelated to each other. Okay, when you read something, automatically what happens? You get a platform to improve or work on your other skills. So from that particular point of view, we can say what? Reading skill can help you improving your other skills too. Okay, is it okay? Now what is the next one? It develops mind and creativity. So how reading skill can develop your mind and creativity? For example, you are reading a book, okay, by reading that particular book your mind is automatically working. So from that particular point of view, we can say it can develop your mind, and creativity is also developed because the more you read, the more you become creative. Getting the point? The more you read, you can write creatively. So the more you read, you can improve yourself. So from that particular point of view, we can say reading develops mind and creativity. Is it okay? So these are all about the importance of reading skill. Now we will discuss the objectives of reading skill. What are the objectives? Just have a look. The first objective is to read and understand. Okay. What is the second one? Pronunciation. What is the third one? Silent reading. What is the next one? Proper stress and intonation. And what is the last one? Vocabulary. Now we will discuss one by one. The first objective of reading a skill is to read and understand. Okay, to enable the student to read and understand a text. Okay, clear-headedly. And what is the second one? Pronunciation. The student will have to pronounce the word correctly. Okay, that is also an objective of reading skill. What is the third one? Silent reading. Okay, all of the time you cannot read aloud, isn't it? With the passage of time, you will have to change your habit. And silent reading is that particular goal where you will have to where you will have to attain the skill by going through loud reading. And silent reading can give you what? A platform to introspect. That's why it is also an objective of reading skill. Getting the point? And what is the next one? Proper stress and intonation. How and where you will have to stop, okay, reading a particular text. How can you express your emotion, where you will have to maintain high pitch, where you'll have to maintain low pitch. Okay, all these things you will have to take care. So this is also an objective of reading skill. What is the objective? Proper stress and intonation. And what is the last one? Vocabulary. If you want to increase your vocabulary, the knowledge of vocabulary, you will have to go through reading. So that's why it is also an objective of what? Reading skill. So this is all about the objectives. What are the objectives? Number one, to read and understand. Number two, pronunciation. Number three, silent reading. Next one, proper stress and intonation. And what is the last one? Vocabulary. Okay, I hope you understood. Now we will discuss different types of reading. Okay, what are the types of reading? Just have a look. Number one, model reading. Number two, loud reading. Number three, silent reading. Next one, intensive reading. Next, extensive reading. And what is the last one? Supplementary reading. Now we'll discuss the types of reading one by one. What is the first one? Model reading. For example, in a classroom, when the teacher is reading a poem in front of the students, okay, this type of reading is called what? Model reading. What is loud reading? After the model reading, if the teacher is asking a student to read the poem aloud, okay, that is called what? Loud reading. What is the next one? Silent reading. After reading the poem aloud, the teacher might ask the students to read the poem silently without moving their lips. Getting the point? In their minds. That type of reading is called silent reading. What is the next one? Intensive reading. Intensive reading means from each and every aspect. If an individual is reading something, getting the point? Very carefully. Okay, considering each and every aspect of that particular text, then that type of reading is called intensive reading. He is reading the text very deeply. Okay, that type of reading is called intensive reading. What is the next one? Extensive reading. Extensive reading is in a sense we can say related to the understanding the basic of that particular text. For example, if a person is reading a newspaper, okay, that type of reading is called extensive reading. He is not reading the newspaper deeply. Getting the point? He is reading it to get the gist out of it. That type of reading is called extensive reading. What is the last one? Supplementary reading. Supplementary reading is a sort of extensive reading, but the difference is that here, okay, you can introduce this supplementary reading in classroom. Okay, for example, different novels, okay, different books are prescribed for class 9, class 10 students as a supplementary reader, but the purpose of that particular supplementary reading is what? Exam oriented. So from that particular point of view, we can say supplementary reading is a sort of extensive reading, but okay, it might have a link with what? Classroom reading also. So these are different types of reading. So now we will discuss techniques to increase speed to reading. Okay, what are the techniques to increase speed to reading? Just have a look. Number one, phrasing. Number two, skimming. Number three, scanning. And the last one is keyword reading. Now let's understand one by one. Number one, phrasing. Phrasing means looking at several words. Okay, for example, in a paragraph, okay, uh, the first sentence, once upon a time there was a king. Okay, so if you teach your students to read that particular sentence, okay, then if you are following the first technique, phrasing, then you will ask the students to look at the phrase of that particular sentence, not the words, separately. Getting the point? You will have to ask the students to look at those phrase once upon a time. All together, they will have to look at that particular phrase. Okay, they are not looking at once separately, and after that they are concentrating on upon. This is not the way. Okay, you will have to ask your students to concentrate on the phrase. What is that particular phrase? Altogether, once upon a time. Okay, that type of technique is called phrasing. Okay, it in a sense we can say helps increasing speed to reading. Okay, this is all about the first technique. What is the second technique? Skimming. Skimming means when you ask your students to get the summary. Okay, that is not in a line, in a sense we can say line by line reading, but when you ask your students to go through a text and make the summary out of it, and what will they do? They will not read it line by line, but they will try to get the gist out of it. Okay, so it is very precise. So this type of technique is called what? Skimming. Now what is the next one? Scanning. Scanning means to find something in the text. For example, you are reading an autobiography. Okay, so from that particular autobiographical piece, you are asked to find out the birth year of a particular person. Okay, then what will you do? Your eyes will start scanning that particular date. Okay, so that type of reading is called what? Scanning. Okay, that type of technique. Okay, that type of technique of reading a particular text is called scanning. Okay, now what is the last one? Keyword reading. Keyword reading means in a text there might be different words, okay, written in italicized way or written in bold letter, etc., etc. So you will have to find out those italicized words, those words written in bold letter, so that you can make the gist out of it. Okay, keyword. That type of technique is called what? Keyword reading. So we have different techniques to increase speed to reading. What are the techniques? Number one, phrasing. Number two, skimming. Number three, scanning. And what is the last one? Keyword reading. Okay, so this is all about the mechanics of reading skill. Hope you understand. Thank you. Keep learning.